referendum. The issue could not be resolved by the politicians, so it was put to the people to resolve. And the people resolved it by a decisive vote of 17.4 million for Leave to 16.1 million for Remain. Leave won that result despite the best efforts of the Remain establishment, of our politicians and media, and despite the interference of the international establishment. Leave won despite the lies of Project Fear. However, as I said, our politicians in Westminster never had any intention of implementing the result of the referendum. The intention from the day after the referendum was to delay and impede the relieving process with the intention of overturning the result of the referendum eventually. And we are now in that final phase of the process. And our Prime Minister has done that hand in glove with the European Union. We have been betrayed. The 17.4 million people who voted to leave have been betrayed. Now, some of our more sensitive MPs don't like being called appeasers, collaborators, quislings and traitors. But if the cap fits, then wear it. What do you call it when our Prime Minister goes back and forth to Brussels continually begging for favours? That's called appeasement. What do you call it when the leader of the opposition and other senior politicians go to Brussels in order to treat with a foreign power during these negotiations? That's called collaboration. What do you call it? What do you call politicians who want to surrender their country to rule by a foreign power? They are called quislings. Now, the Latin word origin of the word traitor is traditio. It means to hand over, literally. And treason is exactly what's gone on in this country since 1972, when our nation has been handed over bit by our politicians to the European Union. Now, UKIP doesn't want these European elections to take place at all, but they are. And they offer the 17.4 million leavers the chance to vote once again to leave. And as we say on the bus, you told them once, now tell them again. UKIP is the only political party that has a clear policy on how to leave the European Union. This is UKIP's policy in this election. This is what the voters need to tell the government. No second referendum. Leave by means of unilateral and unconditional withdrawal. Offer the EU continued tariff-free trade or WTO terms, their choice. And of course, offer reciprocal rights to citizens. Then we can set about repealing and amending the thousands upon thousands of pieces of EU legislation in place, but in accordance with our priorities and our timescales. Our government has to stop asking the European Union how it can leave and start telling them how it's going to happen. But Brexit isn't just a word. Brexit means exit. If we're going to leave the European Union, then we need a plan on how to make it happen. And UKIP has that plan. And we don't mind if the government steals our plan, because it's going to be very good for the country. But that brings me on to something that I cannot avoid mentioning in this campaign as it starts, and that is the Brexit Party. We are in competition for the same votes. So let me compare, for the benefit of the voters, the differences between UKIP and the Brexit Party. UKIP is a real political party that has a constitution. It has a governing body, the NEC. It has a rule book. It has members with rights who elect the leader, and they elect the NEC. The Brexit Party has no members or structure. It is an autocracy. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of one man's ego. UKIP has policies and a manifesto. The Brexit Party doesn't. UKIP has a plan how to leave the European Union. the Brexit Party only has empty rhetoric. UKIP is a party of ordinary people from all social classes and backgrounds. The Brexit Party is an alternative Tory party, a safety valve for disaffected Conservatives. It is Tory light. Their light blue colours tell you everything you need to know about them. And of course, in this part of the world, I believe the Conservatives are not very popular. Well, I've never been as
We've been listening to Gerard Batten, the leader of UKIP, launching the party's EU elections campaign. We will bring you all of the party's election campaign launches as they happen.